Hey, hi there. My name is Steve Stump and I'm with Value Teachers. Here over the past couple of weeks, you may have met me or one of my team members at a recent breakfast or lunch that we sponsored for the teachers returning back after last school year and getting ready for the kiddos this year. I thought I would send out a little message and let you know that with Value Teachers, we want to help teachers retire with financial dignity. And in doing so, there are some things that you should know about how your retirement works. And one of those is how your TRS pension works. So I thought I would spend a few minutes just explaining how your TRS pension works. When I was meeting with so many teachers in these past couple of weeks at the breakfasts and the lunches, we would have some brief conversations about the two parts that make up teacher retirement. One is the state pension. In the state of Texas, it's the TRS state pension. The other is the 403B. It could also be a 457, but it's an IRS qualified plan that you as a teacher are in control of. It's kind of complicated, and a lot of teachers didn't really know how TRS worked, and so I thought I would spend a few minutes just explaining that. So when you get your paycheck, you probably have a deduction on your paycheck for TRS. It's 7.7%. This is the same kind of deduction that someone might have if they weren't in teaching, but they're paying it for Social Security, and it would be the FICA deduction. Except for teachers, they're paying into the TRS pension at 7.7%. Now the TRS pension earns 2%. And that's not bad given that the state wants to ensure that that pension is there for future teachers. If they try to go for a higher interest rate, along with higher interest rate would be higher risk. So they don't want higher risk, they want lower risk. And that's why it's returning a 2% increase year over year over year. Now, inflation offsets that. For the past over 100 years in the U.S., inflation has ran at a clip on average of about 3%. So what does this mean? Well, if you get $1 today, $1 tomorrow, as that inflation increases 3%, that same dollar is going to need to be $1.03 to purchase the same goods and services that you were buying a year ago for $1. It increases another 3% another year, another 3% another year. Over time, the value of your dollar in that 1 year starts to lose its purchasing power. So that's why the other half of your pension is so important. You have the TRS plus the 403B or the 457. These two plans are an IRS qualified plan. The 403B particularly was created back in the 1950s. It is the equivalent of the 401k for people who work for for-profit businesses. Now, interestingly, 25% of everybody who's eligible to participate in a 403 do. 75% of those that participate in a 401k do. And so there's a lot of opportunity for teachers to understand the second part of their retirement so that they can maximize both parts, the pension and the 403B. See, the pension is what the state controls and the 403B is what you control. Together, they come together to meet your financial needs. Now, the TRS pension The amount that it's going to pay when you retire is based off of your years of service. And so the number of years that you spend teaching will be multiplied by 2.3%. And so then that is going to equal the percentage of your pay that you will receive as a part of your pension payout. So let's say, for an example, a teacher teaches for 20 years. Well, after teaching for 20 years, you multiply that by 2 times 3%, and that's 46%. The teacher is going to get 46% of the 5 highest years of their salary once they start drawing their pension, which they can do so at basically year 60, at age 60. That's why this is so important, because that is a 54% gap. Meaning one day they were earning 100% of their income, and the next day when they started retirement, they were earning 54% less. What fills that gap is their own 403B. Here's what that visual looks like. Here's an example of a teacher who wants to continue their standard of living after retirement. So they want to be able to use 100% of the income. They don't want to see any deduction. They probably have grandchildren to go see, traveling to go do, friends and families to spend time with, and they want to enjoy those retirement years. So in this particular example, you can see where TRS is going to provide a steady amount of income, but it's only a portion of what that teacher was earning before they retired. The red part is the portion that is unfunded, meaning unless the teacher has some kind of other income streams or built up retirement, they won't be able to continue living at their standard of income, their standard of living. Their standard of living will be brought down to the green line. What we do at Value Teachers is make sure that together the TRS plan and your 403B plan meets your retirement goals. We don't want to see red on this chart. We want to see that you've got all the retirement needs taken care of, and you are funding that 403B to meet those goals. When you meet with me, I will sit down with you and understand what those retirement goals are. Where are you now? Are you participating in a 403B? Or maybe you aren't and you need to start one. Or maybe you have, but it hasn't been reviewed in a year. Let's sit down and review your goals and review what you're doing right now for retirement. If I can recommend a change, we can work together to implement that change. If you've got a great solid plan, then I will pat you on the back and say, fantastic job, because I've talked to a lot of teachers here in the past couple of weeks that didn't have a plan and needed to book an appointment. So I look forward to talking with you, exploring what your goals are and how your retirement is meeting those goals in your future. My name is Steve Stump. I'm with Value Teachers. And at Value Teachers, we help teachers retire with financial dignity. I look forward to the opportunity to talk with you. Just down below, you can click into my calendar and book a time that fits your schedule. We can do it online, so you can do it during your planning period. You can do it after your day. But we can do everything online and then decide what are the right next steps for you. Thank you for listening to my video. I hope you have a fantastic day.